Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. This is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. So a Knight of Swords, okay, that's very quick moving energy. That's fire and air. Could be an air sign person in your life, perhaps. Let's put it into some context and see. Oh, interesting. Then we've got a lot of air energy. So there's something going on. Wow. Look at those major arcana. And my favorite, the Four of Wands. This is beautiful energy. Wow. Yeah, this is really cool. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And we are just going to put the alien Simon right there on top. We're not going to look at it until the very end of the reading, okay? And that's going to tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need, okay? Let's look at this. This is kind of, this is kind of unbelievable. We have major, 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 major. Okay. We have a little bit of fire. We got a little bit of water. Over here too. And we've got a heck of a lot of air. Now, what we don't have is the earth energy, right? But I kind of like that we have the Four of Wands at the end, because this is the fire manifesting on earth. Right? It's fire in the form of a 4. It's stabilized. It's a temporary solidity. Sure. We know that. But it is manifesting. Okay? But I think what's going on, if we look at the air energy here, I think this is the idea that we're kind of confused about something. We don't want to jump to conclusions because this is something that really affects us emotionally. We're being asked to make an emotional decision, decide something about our future, about what we're manifesting. We don't want to jump to conclusions, okay? We don't want to jump to conclusions. So there's this, just with all this air energy here, gosh. We don't want to jump to conclusions. What we want is a higher vantage point, more objective perspective. We want clarity. We want honesty. We want truth. We're being asked to commit to something. We don't want to rush into this commitment, this justice or adjustment card down there. That is like signing a contract before you read it, right? That is entering into something before you even really know how you feel about it. So we don't want that. We need clarity. We're being rushed and hurried. Right? This is the Knight of Swords. We're going to take our time. We need to take our time here. We need to go slow. Right? This is probably an unbelievable opportunity. We see some unbelievableness with the major arcana, especially with that Mercury, Magician, Hermes, Trickster energy right there. This is in the position of what we don't want, by the way, right? We don't trust that. We think it's illusion. We think that this is the trickster, this is the magician, and this is all show. This is all an illusion. I know magic's not real. I'm not falling for it. That's kind of the vibe. And that's a good vibe to have. This is some very skeptical energy, especially the Queen of Swords. This is saying, look, I'm not going to make a decision until I am very clear with how I feel. Right? It's the water of air. And we see a lot of water here. We have to know, am I feeling something real? Or am I just kind of being swept away by this emperor? Am I just being kind of overpowered? Like these two here, this is not a very good relationship. Right? And I'm not saying that this is the prospect of a love relationship or of a marriage or of a contract. Whatever it is, you're being asked to decide. So this is the decider, right? This is the judge. You're being asked to decide something or commit to something, but in order to do that, you have to be certain of how you feel. You have to be certain of all the facts. Okay, that's just how we roll. I think us Cancers, I'm a solar Cancer. I think us Cancers, we know ourselves well enough that if left to our own devices, we would just kind of bypass this and we would just feel a little something, boom, we act. We're that cardinal water sign. So we might just act hastily. We might rush into something and get stuck in a situation that only afterwards we get this clarity and we think, oh, what did I do that? You know, and it's like quitting your job just on a whim. This is, making a promise or a commitment. Yeah, sure, I don't know, I'll fly home for the holidays or something. And then months later, the holidays come, you're like, I don't want to fly right now. During the holidays, why did I do that? In the moment, maybe at the time, it feels good. Yeah, that'd be great. Don't make a decision when you're in this Princess of Cups, when you just you get a little tiny taste, just to get a little lick of the frosting and say, I want to eat the whole cake. No, don't. Don't order this is the card that says don't go to the grocery store hungry, right? We need to be objective. We need to really assess how we feel. We need to get a higher perspective, step back from the situation, right? I need to get a reclining chair, I think is what I need. See how this is going to be in the future. See what is it going to look like? What is it going to feel like a day, a week, a month, a year from now? Okay. What are you going to want to do when the time comes? Because when the time comes, you're emperor. You've got to deal with what you've committed to. This is the emperor. It's in the position of timing. It's time for you to fill your promises. Time for you to do what you said you were going to do. Stick to your word. Your word is your bond, right? I don't know if you can hear that. I don't know if that's a bird or a cricket in here now. I really feel like Dr. Dolittle lately. I feel like the cats are always coming in here. The crickets are coming in here. I don't know if that's a bird or maybe it's just another cricket, right? It's got to be. Maybe it's a baby cricket. Oh, that'd be cute. Also, maybe annoying for you out there watching, so I apologize. But it's time for us to, the time will come where we're going to have to follow through with what we decide, what we commit to. So let's be very careful over here before we get over here. The Emperor here is also talking about the environment and our relationship with the environment. Let's make sure we're not being rushed by this fire energy. See, there's a fire connection between both of these cards. So I'm trying to let you know kind of why I think the way I think sometimes. I feel like this Knight of Swords being connected with the fire energy, that there might be some pressure coming from this dominant Emperor energy rushing us, pressuring us. It's like a salesman that won't stop calling. I made the mistake of putting my phone number into some website or something to buy something, or I don't know, just to get more information about something, and now they won't stop calling me. And that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting, especially with the Knight. This is someone very persistent, keeps buzzing around. Are you done yet? Have you decided yet? What do you want to do? Are you ready? Are you ready? Stop, leave me alone. Because the more this person or this information or this company or whatever it is exactly, the more it buzzes around, the more confused we kind of get. This is the Prince of Swords now, air on air. We're kind of looking at this right now thinking, I can't make heads or tails of it. I don't know what I'm looking at. And this, I think, is because we are because we are being we're being pestered by this. We're in the middle of this kind of the feeling part of it, like, wow, yeah, the frosting tasted really good, so maybe I really do want this. Yet this person's really just kind of buzzing around, keeps asking you. So it's difficult for us to get the clarity when we keep having to, reject the phone call or politely tell this person, I'm not ready yet. I'll let you know when I've decided. Because we really need this clarity. Now, tomorrow's energy is a Four of Cups. How we feel about things today might not be how we feel about things tomorrow. Tomorrow, it could be, it could be really a smaller piece of the pie that we wanted, a smaller piece of cake. It could be that we are not really interested because we see that this is not as fulfilling as it maybe as it seemed. It's not really that good of a deal. I don't feel that great about it. And if I don't feel, ecstatic, and with every fiber of my being is charged up and ready to do this thing, I'm not going to do it. So the Four of Cups, it's a temporary settling of how we feel, calming down our initial infatuation, interest, enthusiasm, right? Our initial appetite, calming it down. Let's go have a meal and then go to the grocery store and see what we want to buy, see what we want to commit to, right? Down here beneath the surface, this is the idea that we have to decide something, that we're being offered something in life. Maybe it's a new job, a new career, maybe it's a new relationship, maybe it's the opportunity for travel. It's something that I think we are not taking lightly, for sure, and I'll tell you why. We've got this Eon card down here, this judgment, rebirth, reawakening, baptism by fire, and we've got this justice or adjustment. We have to judge, we have to decide something, because that decision is going to affect the rest of our lives. These two major arcana. We just have to make sure that what we commit to, we're willing to follow through with, that we're willing to own it and take charge and, fulfill our commitments. But we got to get over this disbelief, right? Now, I'm absolutely not saying that this is a bad idea. It seems to me like maybe it is a good idea. I don't know if it's going to be something that is going to be long-term. It seems like this might be a really good opportunity for now. Maybe it's a stepping stone to something else. I'm not saying that we should reject it, but I'm saying let's maybe understand what it actually is, right? Let's put it into perspective. Let's understand the relative importance of this. It may not be something long-lasting. It's not a 10 of anything, right? It's a 4. It's stable, but it's temporary. It's the illusion of solidity. This is, having an ice cube in your hand, right? Fire, water. Having an ice cube in your hand seems good. I like ice. Don't take your eyes off it, because eventually it's going to be gone. Not only is it going to melt, it's going to evaporate. Your hand's going to be dry. You say, what the heck? Where'd my ice go? I remember my daughter when she was a little bit younger. She would play with ice and stuff, and we'd watch her, But the ice would melt, and where did the ice go? That's a much more difficult question to answer than you would think, right? Where did it go? Well, it's gone, but it's not gone, right? It's just different, right? And it's different now. We don't call it ice anymore. It's still there. Even when it evaporates, it's still here in the air. We breathe it in. It's part of us now. But we just don't call it ice anymore. And this, I think, is the kind of the message with these two cards, that this situation is going to change. Whatever you're committing to, I don't think it's a bad idea to go ahead with it. I think we have to understand that eventually you're not going to call it by the same name anymore, right? You have to understand what this really is, rather than what we want ultimately long-term, what we think it is. Maybe this isn't going to be a forever thing. Maybe it's just a right now thing, right? We have to call it by its appropriate name. We can't call it ice if it's not a frozen, a frozen water, frozen liquid, Anyway, it could be a business thing. It could be a contract for some work, some kind of a creative thing, or, anything really. But we have this idea that it's going to change our life. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Maybe it is a doorway to a stepping stone to a different kind of future, a different timeline, different path. But this card's in the position of our general energy, our perspective. We're looking at this like, wow, this is going to be it. This is it. This is the breakthrough. This is the big one. Maybe not. Maybe this is the big one for right now. Maybe this is the first of many doors. Maybe this is the first of many gateways that you have to go through to get continually evolving to your future. Right? We don't have any 10s here, like I said. Maybe this is the first of many doors. And as long as we're seeing things accurately, there's no danger here. There's no problem with this. We have to know it and appreciate it for what it is, not what we wish it would be. Right? It's about managing expectations, really. We may take a little bit of the frosting and think, oh, I know what kind of cake this is. I don't know. I guess I'm hungry. I keep talking about cake. But then once we get it, we realize, I don't like what's inside of it, Or maybe we have a little sample of it, then we order it, and it's just a little tiny thing. Managing expectations, knowing what it is. Well, don't call it ice, right, if it's just a puddle of water. Anyway, really terrible metaphors today. I'm sorry about that. But maybe this is a very important step for you. Maybe this is something that is quite significant. This could be life-changing, but not in the way we think of it. Maybe we shouldn't call it like next level, life-changing, doorway to the future. Maybe this is one of many doorways that are all leading to the future, but it's not the big kind of final boss scenario. Because this is how we're looking at it, not necessarily what it really is. This is how we're perceiving over here, but we have to get a different perspective. We have to rise up here and look down to see what it really is, to put it in perspective, right? So we need to control a little bit of this general energy, of this eon, this wake-up call, this kind of rebirth. It seems maybe this is what we're looking for. We're looking for that big breakthrough, man. And this might be one step on that road, but this may not be the final door. Now, we talked about the Emperor card already. We talked a little bit about the Hermes, Mercury, Magician, Trickster card. This is in the position of what we don't want. We don't want to be fooled. We don't want to be lied to. We don't want that pushy salesman that's going to sell us a bill of goods and not deliver. We don't want to be sold on this ice cube and just get a puddle of water. Okay? So I see that there's a rejection of this kind of energy. And this seems quite fine. This, again, is about managing our expectations. Salesmen will have no power over you if you already know their tricks, right? If you're a magician too, you can appreciate another magician. You understand it's a performance. You understand that it's a show, it's an illusion, it's a creation, it's a spectacle. And you can appreciate that. So if you want to overcome this kind of pressure, or this, not confusion, but the creation of this kind of a scenario, we have to learn how it works. So this is the card we don't want, but this is the energy that we need. We need to become the magician. We need to know what we're creating. We need to know exactly what this is, this opportunity, this decision or commitment that you're being offered or asked to make. We need to know what it is and see how we can use it to further our work, our progress, to get to our future. There's nothing wrong with this perspective of wanting this big breakthrough, wanting this doorway to the next era of our lives. But we have to know what every piece of the puzzle is. We have to know how every opportunity, every decision we make contributes to that amazing next era of our lives. So we don't want this magician energy, but we need it. We need to understand how this process works. Okay. And I really think that we are manifesting something. This is something that is good for us. This is something that, this is the temporary kind of, we're freezing the water for a moment, right? But we have to understand that that's what it is, that this is a temporary campfire. This is a stepping stone. This is the illusion of permanence. This is the illusion of solidity. The ice is going to melt again into water. So we can arrange things in this perfect way for a time, enjoy it, use it for what it is. It's going to serve its purpose. It's a tool. And then it's going to become something else, and we're going to have to call it something else after. Whatever this is, I don't know what we have going on exactly. We have to see things in the proper perspective. We have to know what they are and be honest with ourselves about what they are, what their function is, what their role is in our larger life plan, right? Every decision we make, right? Maybe this isn't just one decision. Maybe this is just talking about how we should go about making decisions generally. Let's look at the mystery card. Curious. I've been pretty good with predicting the mystery card. I don't say that I'm perfect, but, pretty close. I don't know, though. What does Simon say today? Well, what we need is some, I think, we need some earth energy, to be honest. I'd like to see a 9 or a 10. But I kind of see this progression of the water energy, especially with the Queen of Swords. That's still some water energy there. Kind of water is kind of expanding. It's growing now. Here we have a 4. Maybe we need a 6. Maybe we need a 9 or a 10 of cups. Maybe we need some confirmation that this way of deciding, this way of making decisions, or this way of looking at this current problem or choice is leading us to our future. We are making progress. This is something that is good for us, that's leading us in the right direction. It's not bad for us. It's not setting us back. It's not turning us away. It's something good along our path, something that's going to continue this forward motion. Oh, and there it is. It's the 10 of Cups. So this confirms it for me that whatever this situation is, it's a stepping stone to your best life, to your fullest joy, your fullest satisfaction, living the meaning and purpose of your life, the ultimate goal. This is, I think, more of a goal than even the 10 of Pentacles, though the Pentacles contain every other suit. The 10 of Pentacles contains the 10 of Cups. But this is what we're talking about now because of this flow of water, right? So all of this water is flowing to your best life, your most happiest, joyous experience of your life. This is your pets, your plants, your people, appreciating the beautiful life that you're creating. This is so amazing. This is unbelievable. But this isn't a direct portal to that. I don't think so. I think this is a stepping stone on the way to this. We have to look at it properly. Otherwise, we're going to be sorely disappointed when we go through this door. But we're not here yet. Maybe we're only at a 4 of Cups, or a 5, or a 6, or a 7, or an 8. There's still a few steps on the path to get here. This is one of those steps. We have to appreciate it for what it is, yeah. This is a great confirmation. I also want to end with one affirmation from the Language of Flowers. And just one card just to end on a bright, hopeful, positive note. The cactus flower, endurance, it says. It says, hold on, You can do this. So this is kind of nice. I mean, a little corny, perhaps. A little cliche, but it says endurance. It says, it's okay to understand what this is, understand how it fits into the path of your life, and do it. Commit to it, see it through, appreciate it for what it is, and I think is that stepping stone toward your best life. It's one step on the path. I think that's a good message. You can do it. Anyway, what we're going to do is an extended reading, Cancer. If you want to stick around, click on the link in the corner, or there's a link in the description box. If that link for some reason doesn't show up, YouTube seems like it's been kind of glitching out with that link up there. New readings come out every day at 6 a.m. Chicago time, so please subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss the next reading. I want to thank you for being here, and thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.